Good morning, everyone. This is Ain't Nobody Squeaky Clean. And as always, I appreciate you joining the podcast. Could have gone anywhere, but you came here. And I always tell you, I never want to take that for granted. So today, I want to talk about something that I've been thinking about a lot lately. So I'm going to be real with you, as I always like to be. I used to walk past people who were struggling and not even notice. The people who were either on the side of the street with the sign, people that just looked disheveled, looked like they had stress on their face, just looked like the weight of the world was on their shoulders. I would see them, but I would just walk right on past. And not because I was a bad person, but because I was on a different trajectory. And I wasn't them yet. And now, now I'm one of them. And suddenly, I see everything differently. When life is going right, your bills are paid, plans are in motion, your confidence is high, your career is on an upward trajectory. Struggle? Struggle is nothing but background noise. You see it, but you don't feel it. You find yourself saying things like this: oh, they'll figure it out. Hey, everybody goes through something. They just need to push harder. Not realizing you're not looking at struggle. You're looking at it from a comfortable distance. And distance removes empathy. Then before you know it, life hits you. Not a tap, not a warning, but a full on shift. And now you're the one wondering how that next bill's going to get paid. Refreshing your email, hoping for anything. Smiling in public, but carrying something heavy inside. And the part that nobody prepares you for is most of the time people don't see it. Or worse, they see it, but they don't respond. The same way that you once didn't respond. So that's when it hits you. It was never about people not caring. It was about people not understanding. Because struggle has a language, and you don't speak it until you've lived it. You start replaying all kinds of moments. Like, damn, I remember when he was going through it. Or, wow, she probably felt exactly like this. I could have reached out, and I didn't. Many years ago, my uncle reached out to me. He needed something. And I've talked about this before. He needed something, and I was the most judgmental 20 something person you could ever be because I had already built a narrative in my head on why he had gotten to the point of struggle that he was at. I had said he did it to himself. He should have taken care of the money when he had it. He probably blew it on such and such. So here I am sitting on my mighty perch as a 20-something wet behind the ear young man, thinking that I knew all the answers in the world. And the only thing my uncle said, he laughed and said, "Keep living, nephew. Have a great day." And hung up the phone. Well, I'm here to tell you, Unc, and he's no longer here, but I'm living. And boy, oh boy, do I wish I could go back to that moment and play it out differently. Mm. Life has a way of showing you everything that you need to see eventually. So now, oh, I get it. Not from theory, but from experience. And I see people look at me or respond to me in the same manner. You get ghosted, or you get no responses, or you get responses for items that don't matter. And then the few angels that you do have will reach out and help in one way or another. But everybody has something on their plate. So they're just trying to figure out their lives. Or they may be scared to help you because tomorrow they may need that money back. And then what do they do? Because they may not have anybody to help them out. So it's a big problem. So there's a phase in the struggle that nobody talks about. That's the invisible phase. You're not at rock bottom, but you're not okay either. You're in between, functioning, but fading. And people, they assume you're good because you still show up. You still talk normal. You still look like you. But inside, everything feels uncertain. And the silence from others, oh boy, does it get loud. The silence is deafening. So what do you do with this? You don't become bitter. You become aware. Because now you have something most people don't: perspective. Now you're the person who checks on people without being asked, notices energy shifts, reaches out even when it's uncomfortable. Because now you know what it feels like to not be seen. Sometimes life is just going to have to humble you. I didn't take all the right steps when things were going well, and I'm paying for it dearly now. It's funny too because my wife would tell me things, and I would even shrug that off because we are definitely opposites in a lot of areas. And that's how God works. He puts people in your life that balance you out. Where I take risks, she's conservative. When there are things I don't want to try, she might convince me to do so. And as time goes on, you start to see, wow, things that I used to discount were things that I actually needed to hear. and I should have grasped. But prayerfully, you have time left so you can learn these things and pivot. Humility. So here's the truth. Most people are not ignoring you on purpose. They're just living in their own reality. The same way that I once was, and that maybe you once were, excuse me. But that doesn't mean your struggle isn't real. And it doesn't mean your silence isn't heavy. And it definitely doesn't mean that you're alone in this. If you're in that space right now where you feel unseen, unheard, or forgotten, just know this. You didn't disappear. You just shifted into a chapter that only certain people understand. And when you come out of it, you won't just be stronger. You'll be different, more aware, more compassionate, more real. Because now you don't just see struggle, you recognize it. The ebb and flows of life, as my good friend puts it all the time, the peaks and valleys. Sometimes you're on top and you feel like nothing can go wrong. Everything you touch turns to gold. You're working out and you're in incredible shape. You're playing a sport and you're at the top of your game. You get a new job and you get all these new opportunities left and right. Upward trajectory. You're investing money and every single investment you put your money in hits. And then the tide turns. You lose your job. You have an injury and you gain some weight. You no longer can play your sport. You fall victim to vices. You start spending money. You start standing in line for Jordans. You start playing games. You're gambling. In many cases, other people. Alcohol. Drugs. Whatever the vices are that people fall victim to. Depression. You start riding alongside the devil. Life is not easy. And sometimes you don't even recognize what it is that you're doing. Choices. Somehow you have to stay grounded each and every day. Because the moment you relax, something's going to come in and knock you off of whatever pedestal you think you're on. It takes a lot for someone to stay upright and on the correct path each and every day of their lives. That is a frequency that many of us don't reach. But that's always the goal. Circling back to the beginning here, when I didn't see those people, I see everyone now. I see the people on the side of the road with the signs. I see on social media when people go on there and they try to talk about, yeah, I think I saw this person over here. And from what I understand, these people really don't need the money. They're just trying to run game. And maybe there are some people that do that. Maybe the wino you see outside of 7-Eleven that's begging for a few dollars is trying to get their next drink. But I tell you, whenever I'm in position and I have money, which it's been a while since I've been in that position, I'll give them a few dollars. And if they use it to go in there and get a drink and that gets them past their next hour, so be it. But I know where my heart is when I give it to them. There's no judgment because life is hard. And sometimes what I look at as a bad choice for me might be a great choice for them because maybe they were about to end it all a few minutes ago. And the fact that somebody saw them and they were able to go in there, maybe they make a different choice. Maybe they say, you know what? That's the first person in 3 weeks that has given me anything. And they may have asked God that morning, you know what? If nobody sees me today, I'm ending it. And I saw them. So they've lived for another day. And then tomorrow, things started to turn around. Be the vessel for someone to turn around what's a miserable situation for them now to a better situation maybe an hour from now. Stop judging. There are many reasons why I'm in the season I'm in. A lot of it is from my own doing because I didn't take care of things when I was blessed, not the way that I should have. And I have to live with that. But a lot of things are not in my control. I've always been an exemplary employee. I've always showed up on time or early and stayed as long as necessary. My reputation in the workplace is stellar. Your reputations are probably stellar. But budgets are budgets, and decisions are made in silos that we're not a part of, which is why I always talk about advocates. So be an advocate for someone today who's struggling. You don't have something, you walk past someone struggling, tell them, I'm going to pray for you, I'm thinking about you, and the next time I have something, I'm going to come back over here and bless you. Our actions can move mountains. And to my uncle who's no longer here, I know you've heard me say this 1,000 times. I'm sorry I didn't come through for you in that moment when you needed me. And I kept living as you told me to do. And now I see the error of my ways. As I sit here in a similar position that you were in. Because history repeats itself. I'm sorry I didn't come through for you. And for those who did not come through for me, I still have love for you because I know how this life is. And for those who have come through for me and my family, I am forever in debt to you. And I thank you from the bottom of my heart. Before I close, I just want to say, if nobody checked on you this week, this year, this month, or yet today, consider this your check-in. You are seen, you are important, and things will turn. We will get through this together. So until next time, this is Ain't Nobody Squeaky Clean. And as always, I hope you have a blessed day and a blessed week.